Boom! What's going on, everyone? Steve Larson from Secret MLM Hacks Radio. Today I'm going to teach you guys about the intent to become. If you're like me, you know MLM is an amazing opportunity to grow a real asset for yourself. But you also see that there's huge issues starting to emerge. Like, why haven't big MLMs let tactics change in over 30 years? Or why have they been cutting commissions smaller and smaller? Or even, how dumb is it that old MLM rules say you'll get in trouble when you use the internet to grow your team? These are some of the blaring questions we all face today. This podcast will show you how real MLMers like us are waging war on the old dying methods. And we aren't cheating by only bugging uninterested family and friends. Follow this podcast while I expose the shocking methods I'm using to build my 10,000 person downline and get people begging to join my team daily. Here's to the new tactics without all those old, rusty MLM shackles. My name is Steve Larson, and welcome to Secret MLM Hacks Radio. What's up, guys? I know it's a little bit of a heavy title there, but I really want to just let you guys know about this. So, if you guys are not aware, inside of Secret MLM Hacks Radio, there's a way to actually ask me questions on the show. And so periodically I will go back and I will listen to a lot of your questions, which thank you, by the way, all you guys. There's a lot of them in there and I didn't realize that. So I went back last night actually and I was listening to a whole bunch of questions with my wife actually. And if you guys want to ask a question for the show, just go to secretmlmhacksradio.com. And I think it has you opt in. It's more to protect me because I do put these on the show. You're about to hear it. But then on the bottom right there, there's going to be a button, and you can ask anything that you want right there. And it will record straight off your browser right to me. So anyways, I'm not going to say who this is from, but I get this question kind of frequently, and I just wanted to address it, okay? Because I have now personally brought, I don't know, at least 4,000 people through this process now, personally, okay? And this is a common question, and a lot of them are brand new, never had any success before online. Never, right? A lot of them are successful, and they're big companies, and I get to do some cool stuff with some big people, just fun. But the majority of people haven't been in that kind of area, so a lot of people that I bring through this process are brand new, okay? And it's common. It is common for me to get this kind of question, and I just wanted to play this. So I'm going to hold this up to the mic right here so you guys can hear it. I'm not going to show you the name. I'm not here to badmouth this individual, but I'm not going to tell you the name, but I really, really want you to understand. I understand exactly why I am behind the camera and why you're watching. Okay? I understand why I am where I am, and because of that, and it's right. Number one, totally believe it's God, okay? And he helps, fill in the gaps of what I'm not. Number two, though, my willingness for what I'm about to talk about right here. Okay, check this out.
Hey, Steve, is this actually guaranteed to work? I'm tired of chasing shiny objects. Thank you.
What? Are you kidding me? Is this guaranteed to work? I'm tired of chasing shiny objects. First of all, chasing shiny objects is not my issue. That is yours. And then secondly, is it guaranteed to work? There was a lady, okay? There's a lady who, let's put my phone down. There was a lady who was yelling at me on a page last week, or it was about 2 weeks ago, because I would not, it was a very similar question, would not guarantee to me that she would have success inside of Secret MLM Hacks, inside of my programs, okay? Would you guarantee that someone will have success inside of your MLM when they join it? You won't? Wait, you will under what contingency? Oh, that they actually do the stuff and do the work? Yes, exact same thing with me. And I got in anyway, I just told her, like, absolutely not. I will not guarantee you success in this. And she said, what are you talking about? She asked me for the guaranteed ROI I will get by joining the program. And I said, we've had multiple people recruit several hundred people in a month with my program, inside of the program. We had one freak of nature recruit almost 1,000 people in a month. Now, few of those are the outliers, but a lot of people are still recruiting more than they've ever done ever and making money in MLM for the first freaking time in their life, right? It blows my mind, right? Steven, what's the ROI, the guaranteed ROI? What's the guaranteed ROI of anything? It has everything to do with how much effort you put into it, right? And I know that you watching right here and listening, like, if you're already listening to this stuff, I already know you're a forward thinker. What's up? How's it going? But like when you're talking with your people, okay, I had another question. I was going to go find it right there, but I can't remember which one it was. So whatever. But she was asking, How do I motivate my team? You have the wrong team. If you have to ask that question, you have the wrong team. You have the team who's saying, right, what's the guaranteed ROI? Will you guarantee me success in this? Freak no, right? I don't own your success. No one owns mine. No one owes me a thing. And no one owes you anything, right? I hate, drives me nuts, right? Boils my blood when people say things like, oh, I deserve this. No, you don't. No one, I don't deserve anything in my life, okay? And no one owes me anything. I will work tooth and nail for it, and I'm willing to do so, okay? And yes, my programs work when the people work. And when they work, they have success with it, right? Just like anything in life. You guys, I tell people all the time, I am the least likely success story. I did not know how to talk. I'm not just saying that. I mean, I had like almost a near clinical fear of adults. When I would watch somebody and see them down the hall, I would look and turn and walk the other direction. Okay. When I would go and I started talking, like it was terrible. I actually got pulled to the side by a high school teacher and congratulated on the latter parts of high school. She congratulated me genuinely. She pulled me to the side that she could actually hear me. I said, what are you talking about? She said, I could literally almost not hear you at all. Like, you actually project your voice now. I'm just congratulating you. I'm really excited about that. I was not even self-aware of it. Okay? Guys, I did not know how to talk. Am I the most eloquent speaker? No. I say all the time still, and I'm totally fine with that. Okay? Do you understand what I'm telling you? Okay? I did not know how to speak. I was completely broke. We were living on loans, not even paycheck to paycheck. Okay? You have to understand, everything that you see right here has been sculpted, not given. Okay? I love the quote, know thyself, but ironically, I believe the only way to know thyself is to sculpt thyself. Okay? The only way for you to become who you need, right? I love it when people tell me things like, well, Stephen, of course you can be successful because you have this show and you've got these other pieces here and you have all automation. You're a funnel builder, Stephen. Yeah, but I wasn't 3 years ago. You feel me? Right? I'm yelling because I care. Okay? Passionate Papa Larson's going to come out in this episode just a little bit here, and I want you to understand the real talk with Papa Larson. Okay? A lot of what I do is I work with brand new people who've never actually finished pushing through something. Okay? And so do I guarantee results? Heck no. Nor would I ever dare to. Okay? It's not for my benefit, it's for yours. Okay? I broke, couldn't speak, right? I got kicked out of college my first semester, literally. I got mercy graduated from high school, literally. Okay? Least likely success story. And I want you to understand, it wasn't until I sat in front of the mirror one day and I remember like, what do I want with my life? And I would look in the mirror and be like, what do I want? What do I want? I got nothing. Getting pretty close to rock bottom. I actually ran from home. Okay? These are true stories. This is the upbringing of Steve Larson, okay? And a lot of you guys follow me in other places, you know I killed Steven and birthed Steve. Okay? I had to get rid of a lot of my old self and become something new, right? And if I did not become something new, I would not qualify for what I'm doing now. And when somebody comes to me and they say something like, Stephen, what's the guaranteed ROI? I know that they're trying to find a logical reason to excuse themselves from growth. It's not going to be logical though. And it's why they'll look at me with a dirty taste in their mouth from then on. Because I don't sit for that. Okay? And I'm willing to say, look, it's not, this is a growth moment. It's not up to me. It's up to you. I can give you the tools, but you got to freaking pick it up and still swing the hammer. Okay? You're like, I can't pick up the hammer. Yeah, okay, go do some forearm workouts. Right? That's not my fault still. I'm not going to make the hammer any lighter. Okay? That's the tool. That's the tool. Or I could make it lighter. It's not going to be as effective. Right? It's like we don't pray for the weights in the gym to get less heavy, right? We pray to get more strength. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. Business is no different. And for you to sit back and give me the ownership over your success, stupid. I'm not telling you watching this right now, but you guys all have people in your downline and they've been that way. And that's okay. You have to understand it's part of the way MLM is positioned. MLM is often the gateway drug into entrepreneurship, right? A lot of entrepreneurs were once an MLM or still are, right? Just like myself. I came in through MLM, right? And then I left it for a little bit, learned, oh my gosh, what if I did this MLM? Then I came back, okay, while I have other businesses as well, okay? But I had to grow. There's no way that my 5-year-old, me 5 years ago, could actually run what I'm doing now. I didn't have the discipline. I did not have the drive, frankly. I didn't have the, not motivation. I didn't, like when people say, how do I motivate my team? You have the wrong team, okay? You actually got the wrong person in. If that, right? You should not recruit everybody that has a heartbeat. I look for individuals. That's the reason why I have people go through a real, actual application process to join my downline, is because I am looking to see how much ownership they have taken on in their life. I don't care if that means like business ownership. I mean like, what's their level of responsibility? Okay, how well can they respond to the trials around them? How well can they do that stuff? I was pretty much a teenage schmuck in my younger years. Okay, and I'm not afraid to say that I was. And anyway, I had to create Steve Larson. Okay, and so my challenge to you and my response, a very forward response, and I know it is, but I hear this so often, it drives me up the freaking wall because it's not on my shoulders, and my success is on no one else's shoulders. It is completely on me. No one owes me anything. No one owes me a dime. I don't deserve anything. Okay, nothing is due to me. It's the same for everything else on this planet. There's one of my favorite quotes says, I'm a quote junkie. I ran out of wall space, so they're actually on my ceiling over there. I'll show the camera sometime. One of my favorite quotes, though, says something to the effect of, your level of success in this life is parallel to the number of problems that you've solved. Okay, and for a problem to be a problem, it means it needs to be hard. And so if you're like, man, I got to go in and you're saying I got to learn how to do this, or I need to think a little bit differently than I have in the past, or, right? I actually struggle more to do this with adults than I do teenagers. I have a lot of times, there's sometimes a higher success rate with a teenager than sometimes adults. That's not always true. No one get mad. Okay, but it's because there's something that happens to an adult. It's like kids follow train tracks for a while that are built for them by adults and leaders and stuff until a certain level, right? And their brains haven't hit this certain... Anyway, what's interesting is like a lot of adults that I find, they never quite learn how to build their own tracks, or adults that don't learn how to build their own tracks and step on them and feel a little discomfort and be okay with that, and feel a little growth pain, right? And feel a little bit like, oh, I don't know what to do next, a little ambiguity. The adult that I've learned that has never gone through anything challenging in their life, it's a very challenging student for me. It has nothing to do with the material. That guy's having success, and that lady is, and those people are, and all that group is over there, and then this person isn't. What's the variable? It's not the program. You know what I'm saying? Or it's not your MLM. If you're not having success in your MLM, right? I had to get real with myself. I remember sitting down and talking with myself. I talk to myself a lot. I'm not afraid to say it, which I'm sure is kind of weird, but whatever, right? And there was a moment when I had to sit back and I go, right? I was 35% body fat. I had a double chin. I was working on a triple. Okay, 35% body fat. I was 210 pounds. I'm 6 foot now, but I was 5'6". I was a tubby bubby, okay, full out, okay. I was a fat kid in high school, and there was a moment when I had to sit back and I had to get real with myself. Go, Steven, you're fat. It's truth. It's not mean. It's truth. Okay, Steven, you don't know how to learn. You're dumb. That's not mean. It's truth. I had to leave. It took a few years to learn how to learn, came back and almost got straight A's through the rest of college. Okay? Steven, you're broke, right? And being forward about it, right? Learn how to make money, right? Steven, you don't know how to talk. You know how I broke that one? I would take literally, this is a true story, I would take my computer, get in front of a mirror, and watch guys on stage and mute the volume, and I would physically mimic their actions and their movements. Isn't that crazy? Dance around like in complete silence, trying to mimic so I would break out of my shy self. Okay, I got the shyest kid or the nicest kid award in high school. It wasn't because this is not like a me session. I'm just trying to use myself as like a, right? I believe in sculpting myself. It's on my ceiling up there. Sculpt thyself. Sculpt. It's not know thyself. It's sculpt thyself. I don't care who I am. I care who I'm trying to become, right? I need to know who I am and be raw and open and truthful, right? But that growth that comes, all business requires it, right? Only you can truly know where you are and where you are not, right? And unless someone comes to me and they've been truthful or they've gone through something challenging and they've learned who they really are and they've learned how much they truly can handle and how much of an animal. We really all are, like just a rock star, right? I love, there's a great guy, he's one of my favorite guys to listen to sometimes in the morning. His name's David Goggins, and he calls it the cookie jar, right? And the cookie jar, he said, man, every time I got a hard thing that comes up in my life, I go to my cookie jar, and I'll close my eyes, and I'll think through, and be like, all right, what have you done in the past that's awesome? And open up that cookie jar, and be like, oh man, look, Stephen, you almost got straight A's coming back into college after you learn how to learn. Man, you're a bad mamma jamma. What? Right? And put that cookie back in. I look up at the others. Oh, what's up, Steven? Oh, man, you left your job with no revenue, no sales funnel, no additional revenue source or income source, and 4 days later was cash flow positive, and we've done great money this year. It's been awesome. Okay? Like, wow, that's amazing. Back in the cookie jar. Woo! Right? Oh, Steve, check that out, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Those are things that I look back and I'm like, man, you're a bad mamma jamma, whoa, right? And get myself a little bit of a pump up to remind myself, like, oh, I can handle the challenge ahead. But if you've never done anything challenging, you have no cookie jar. You understand what I'm talking about? And when adults come to me who are trying to, like, Steven, I got to go make success on MLM, you can. That's great. This is how I did it. Here's the program for it. Here's how I can automate it. This is stuff that's never been done. It's really odd. But then they're like, guarantee my success. Freak, no. Go do something hard, then come back. Okay? Because you need to learn who you really are. My favorite moment, I don't know why. There's a lot of people who've been asking me why I do what I do lately. And someone was asking me, like, they said, Steven, why do you do what you do? I was on a podcast interview, and I was like, they said, Steven, why do you do what you do? And it seems like that was a theme for a little while. And my favorite moment is when I'm on stage and I can see it in their eyes that something has just changed in their essence of a human being. Not just like, oh, I changed my mind a little bit or my belief shifted, which is great. You know, but, I remember I was speaking at this event. It was a 3-day event. Everyone had paid $15,000 to be there, and for 3 days. And I got off stage, and I walked back into Russell Brunson's office, and I was like, I was taking a break for a second. And he's like, how's it going? I was like, it's going really well. And he's like, what's wrong? I was like, you know, it's weird, man. I can stand up and I can see who's like, not just getting it, but who's actually like going to do it. Is that weird? And he goes, no. He's like, that's funny you're getting that already. I said, you have that too? He's like, totally. I said, what is that? I feel terrible. Like, why is that happening? And he said, you know, what's interesting is we started talking about different ways that we could tell an individual was grasping it and going to do it. Right? Now, I want to get to the actual main core thing of this episode real quick here. I know I'm talking a lot, but I just want you to know, like, when someone says those kinds of things to me, can you guarantee it? What's the guaranteed ROI? I was like, there is no guaranteed ROI because I don't know you as a human being. I don't know what you've been through. Are you even going to do what I'm going to talk about? I'm not going to hold your hand. I will hold your hand. I will guide you to the level that you reach out. You come 50, so will I. But if you're not coming even 10, I'm not going 10. Right? The programs are there. The stuff's there. It's all there for you. I'm not hiding anything. It's all there. There are no secrets in the stuff that I develop and put out. Right? But if someone's not even like trying a little bit, they're like, it's a scam. I'm like, no, your life is. Okay? You haven't done anything yet. You know what I'm saying? Okay? A little Pop Larson tough love. We all agree to have a little thick skin in this episode. Okay? Because it's like a common thing. You have to understand with MLM, a lot of new people who've never actually done much business-wise or something challenging are pulled into MLM, are attracted into MLM, which is great. But a lot of that also brings in people who haven't done a lot of stuff yet. Okay, I'm fine with that, and I have programs, and I've got stuff for them, and right, we got a book coming out, actually, which is really cool, to teach all the stuff that I'm talking about in a book, a cool MLM book coming up. Okay, it's being written right now. We're writing it. I'm finishing the outline today, hopefully, if not tomorrow, which I'm super stoked about. Okay, and I'll help those new people, but my messaging is for everyone else who is already, right? If I'm building a business, I'm building a team, I'm building an asset. Okay, someone's like, how do I motivate my team? I don't recruit those people. I recruit the people who have innate motivation, who are already rock stars, already killing it. That's what I teach. That's what I do. That's what my programs do. That's what my people in my downline talk to, and that's who I go for. Okay, so I real quick, real fast. I know I'm going for a little bit here, but here's the main nugget of this whole thing. Okay. I love that. There's a great quote by Jim Rohn, right? He says, "We must all suffer one of two things: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret." Those are some spicy truth words right there. Okay, we must all suffer one of two things: pain of discipline or pain of regret. Okay, there are 3 kinds of buyers that I have noticed, and this is what I wanted to talk about real quick, and this is the title of this episode. Okay, there's 3 kinds of buyers. The first kind of buyer is the person who has intent to learn. right? Intent to learn and maybe use some of the stuff that they're getting, right? When somebody buys into your downline, when somebody buys one of your products, when someone buys anything ever or makes any commitment ever, there's three different kinds of motivations. There's three different kinds of intent, okay? The first is the intent to learn or kind of use the thing that they're purchasing. Steven, about your program, or hey, I joined this downline, or I joined this new MLM over here, whatever, right? Whatever, right? I have intent to learn. There's actually intent to consume and maybe even use a little bit and actually go forward in. The other one, the second kind, is the one where there's no intent. There's no accountability. The person is buying with no intent. Those are the kind of person that usually becomes a martyr, right? And walks out and says like, it was a scam, and they never did anything, right? It's like buying a car, trying to drive it with no gas in it. Oh, it was a scam. You didn't put gas in the car, idiot. You know what I mean? Okay. So type 1, intent to learn. Type 2 is someone who has no intent or accountability. And then type 3 is my favorite kind of person. It is a special moment. It's the moment when I'm standing on stage and I see in their eyes that something has changed in them. And they've been set up for massive growth, right? This third kind is the person who has the intent to become. That is my favorite individual to work with. I'm not saying you have to be that kind of person as like a qualifier to join my downline or anything like that. But it's the person who has the intent to become, and they understand that it's a journey, and they love the process as much as they do the prize, right? That kind of individual, oh gosh, so fun, because then everything is a win. When they compare themselves to themselves and where they were yesterday, it's like this, everyone celebrates progression, and we stop comparing where everybody else is. Oh, I should be there in this amount of time because that's what they did, right? And then they start putting a self-worth based on how big their downlines are. You know what I mean? But they understand instead that they're on this path of progression, and they're actively trying to sculpt themselves. That's my favorite individual to work with, and favorite kind of customer that comes in. So what I'm asking you is to take a little look inside yourself and say, like, who am I, and with what intent, or did I even have intent, did I join MLM with? Okay, do I have the intent to learn? Which is great, right? A lot of people have the intent to learn, but that's easier than the intent to become, right? The intent to become requires far more honesty. The intent to become requires a lot more self-discovery, more sculpting, getting raw and real with where you are and where you are not, which sometimes can be uncomfortable, and that's okay, right? I don't ever try to recruit anybody ever. Anytime someone gets tags me on social media, they're like, Steven, convince me why I should join your stuff. Steven, convince me why I should join your downline. I actually typically don't even respond to the individual. I know that they're coming to me from a place of no intent, no accountability, and a lot of times they want me to handhold them the entire way to success. Okay, I don't care that it's another heartbeat that could be somewhere in my downline. That's the wrong team. I don't want them. Okay. So get clear on what you want, and specifically what you want for you. Are you trying to become who you want to be? And if you don't know what you want to be, it's the reason you probably feel so much frustration. It's hard to get somewhere without knowing where you're trying to go. You can't feel progress, right? It's impossible. There's a coin that sits on my desk that reminds me of this all the time, and I love it. It helps me like crazy. But anyway, it says hopefully the camera can focus there. Whoop, come on. It says the obstacle is the way. There we go. The obstacle is the way. That's what it says right there. And on the back, it says, I'll just read it to you. It says, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Which is so true. Steven, you're fat. Well, I lifted for 9 months, lost 45 pounds, and went on to go to 6% body fat, which was 1% away from considered unhealthy. Did sprint triathlons, killed them. It was awesome. Steven, you can't talk. Obstacles away. Oh, I studied how to speak. Okay. Steven, you can't sell. I studied how to sell. I went and did 2 summers of door-to-door sales with the intent to learn how to sell. Okay. Steven, you're broke. I learned how to make money. Steven, you're right? Just being brutally honest. And only then do you feel this amazing sense of confidence in your life and also progression, and you will become what your market and your MLM needs you to become in order for you to have success. Most people don't qualify yet. Okay, I just want you to know that I care about y'all. I get really passionate and focused about this stuff because my life has changed because of it. Okay, I'm literally a different person. Steve killed Steven. Okay, and I had to rebuild and rebirth myself. So no, I will absolutely not guarantee your ROI. Absolutely not guarantee your success. But I will guarantee you a sweet, awesome way for you to develop and grow and become someone amazing and make money if you own it, not me, right? Anyway, this has been an intense episode. I know it has. I just want to thank you guys for being in it, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye. Boom! Was that awesome? Hey, please remember to rate and subscribe on iTunes. That means a lot to me. Hey, the most frustrating part for me at the beginning of all this was not knowing who I could ask questions to when I had them. If you have a question that could benefit everybody, and you want it answered live on the show, this show, visit secretmlmhacksradio.com to submit your question straight from your browser. Again, that's secretmlmhacksradio.com.